Hello everyone, this is Janice, and today I'm going to be showing you how I'm going to create a flower pen using my Cricut, my Distress inks, my Distress stain, and my UTEE. I like to wear these in my hair. I had one in my hair, probably had one or two in my hair all week long, and I made this particular one and the other one, oh gosh, like months and months and months ago, and I have a really good friend who always compliments me on it, and I've been telling her I was going to make her one, so I'm going to make her and maybe a few more of my friends one to give today, because a lot of us aren't going to see each other. They're homeschool moms like me, and we get together for a lot of activities, and all of those activities are wrapping up this week, and so we don't all live on the same side of town and all that, so sometimes it's very difficult to get together, especially since we're all so busy. So I'm just going to make like a little flower and a little card for them, just to tell them how much I love them and how much they mean to me. So first thing we're going to do is make the flower center, and the way I did that was, well, back up. The cartridge that I used for this is Flower Shoppe, and I cut the fourth flower, which is my favorite flower on that cartridge, at 2.5 inches. Okay, everything at 2.5 inches. This is the flower center. Now I'm going to use the scattered straw, Distress stain, and when you do the flower center, it's nice to, if you're going to color it, do both sides, because both sides show on the center. As you can see here, you know, it kind of stands up and you can see both sides. So you definitely want to do both sides. Just flip this thing over and you can see how Distress stain makes doing the center part a whole lot easier. If you don't have stain and you want to use the ink, you can leave it on your craft mat, your Cricut mat, and then just you know, kind of use your foam applicator while it's still stuck to your mat. Okay, I'm just soaking up the stain with my foam applicator. I'll just use a cloth. Okay, now we're going to use the heat tool to dry it. This is going to be the first part of a two-part, because the last part involves dipping it into UTEE, which is behind me. My table's on this side, and then behind me I have a little shoe bench, you know, those benches that you put your shoes in. And so I've got my UTEE set up over there, because there's really no room on the table, so that's how I do it. There's a little part on my, since I have this on, when you if you ever see any bubbles or any kind of imperfection in anything that's dipped in UTEE, or UTEE itself, you just reheat it, and then it makes it melty again, and you can handle it. But obviously you need to let it cool a little bit before you handle it, because it does get really hot. So, okay, I fixed it. Alright, so now we're going to take our little quilling tool. Oh, I think, what is that? Why is that wet? I don't know what that is. I think that's water, which is fine, but I don't want it to be wet at all. Okay. I've got some birthday cards I gotta make. I got Father's Day cards to make. I get busy doing some card making, which means that I won't be making a layout anytime soon. I really got to get my cards and stuff done, because as you may or may not know, I have a camp here in Bithlo, and it starts June 18th, but we're doing a pre-camp sort of, just for our little, for our school friends at the Orange County Academy. There's a little school there in the community that I teach chapel there on Wednesdays, and so we're gonna just do kind of a test run of camp where it's just their own exclusive week of camp, the last week of school, which is June 4th. So I'm taking some time to kind of work on that, and then kind of working on some school stuff with Adrian still. We're finishing up, just kind of doing more of the like assessments and things like that on my part is really more of what it is, and just kind of wrapping up the year. So I'm doing like a lot of games and things like that with him. He got the results for the standardized achievement tests that he took at the school where I used to teach, at OCP. Best school in Orange County, one of the best schools in, alright, it's the best Christian school in Orange County, so there you go. I mean, or maybe even the entire central, Florida. But anyway, he took his tests there, and the results came in, and I was very, very happy that my assessment of him as a former school teacher was right on. So I'm very pleased about that, because and I knew, I pretty much knew the areas that he needs work on. I was right on those areas, and so I'm glad about that, and I'm glad that he is excelling and he's doing well, and so yay. Okay, so our flower center is done, and I love it because you can use all the flower centers in this cartridge as flowers themselves. I mean, you can see that that looks a beautiful little tiny flower. Okay, let's move on to inking our flower. There's two pieces to it. And by the way, I cut these out at 2.5 on that Wausau paper. That's 110-pound paper that I bought at Michael's on clearance for $8.99 for 250 sheets. And I'm very happy that I found that deal. And they had one that was a multicolor pack, and I really, really want to go and buy that. But I'm just not gonna do it. I'm not gonna buy any more paper. I'm gonna buy any more of anything because I have it all. I'm very blessed. And I need to kind of just really focus on summer camp and just save up and see what kind of items I can bring and things like that. The camp is a completely volunteer-based camp. Nobody gets paid. Everybody's doing it because we love God. We want to instill a love for God in the children. We want them to know Jesus loves them, and that's really all we want from the camp. So we do crafts and games and food and obviously Bible lessons, all just for Jesus, really. So because that's what he's all about, children. He loves children. So anyway, I need to kind of be focusing on that and just stop shopping and thinking about myself so much, and just give more than anything. So anyways, I'm done. I don't need to buy anything else. I don't need any more paper. I have plenty. Okay. So now what we do, so as you saw me, I'm just using my little, this is a McGill flower shaping toolkit that you can find it at Hobby Lobby if they still have one. I mean, sometimes they run out of stuff pretty quickly, I'm noticing. And put a little bit of glue on that little piece. Looks like a tab. That's exactly what it is. It's a little tab. And then I'm going to glue this part here to the center. But I like to shape. And if you don't have a toolkit like that, that's okay. You could find a pencil. But see, I don't like that. It's I'm getting the ridges from the pencil. So I'm going to use my bone folder. This is something every card maker should have. They're not very expensive. You could use a paintbrush too to do this part. And then I'm gonna actually, something I like to do is, this you do need the toolkit for. I find it's just, or any kind of a stylus. I mean, maybe you have a stylus for, even for your gypsy or for scoring, or one of those old embossing tools that we all used to have. You probably still have them in your craft room. Okay, so there's that. And then just kind of do that. I'll try to center it as best as we can. That's why I like the hot glue gun, because it gives me time to move it around. And then I'm gonna, and there it is. So wouldn't that be pretty on a scrapbook page, on a card, but even better on a hairpin. Okay, so this is going to get dipped in some UTEE. And come back for part 2. I'm going to show you that part in a moment. Oh, wait. Don't go anywhere. What I did was I spritzed it with this Perfect Pearl Mist turquoise. I got this at Michael's. It comes in a 2-pack. I can't remember which color it comes with, but I'm just going to mixed it, and it just gives it a very, very subtle shimmer. And that's all. Very, very subtle. You don't want to heat it too long, because then the hot glue starts to come undone. But see, you may be able to see the shimmer, and you always want to come back and check that little tab there, because that kind of likes to come undone sometimes. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and turn my camera so you can see me dip the flower. Okay?